What is up? Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Trying out a new location for my video today. I hope you guys enjoy the view here. Anyways, I'm Jerry. I want to make sure you guys know who I am, what I do, why that's important to you. My main purpose and my one job in your life is to help you create a life by design. Okay, to live a life of abundance and prosperity. As we know, most people don't do that. They spend 40 hours a week serving the 40 to life sentence, trading time for money, and they never end up living their dreams because of that. Now, I want to talk about the generational repercussions of this today. So if you're just tuning in, if you got a wife, if you've got kids, if you have family, I want to talk to you about why wealth matters and why it's a family priority. Now, before I do, I want to handle the considerations that probably come up immediately. Okay? I don't want to be greedy. We don't want everything to be all about money. I don't want to be selfish. We don't want to work too hard. We want to enjoy our kids while they're young. Those are all things that you should be thinking because it means you care. It means that subject, family, the relationships matter. Okay? So, I want to talk to you about wealth. Wealth means abundance and prosperity. Okay? That should be a priority. So let's address real quick, you guys already have priorities. You already have things you focus on. You already have things that your family spends most of your time and most of your energy on. And if you analyze those things just on like a 1 to 5 scale, on this produces legacy, it would be 5, and this wastes time or creates, actually I would probably say this creates negativity as a 1, and you just weighted all of your focuses and activities, I bet most of us are more on the 1 and 2 side than we are on the 5 side. Okay? Now, here's why wealth matters. I remember as a kid, my parents did not talk to me about money. They did not have the conversation. It was taboo. I don't know if your household was the same, but it was not something we brought up. It wasn't something that was openly discussed. It was very, very closed off. And so the only glimpses that I got of money were fights, to be quite honest. It was when my parents had concealed everything away. It was all secret, and then finally something happened that just blew up. And so they would fight, and so I would hear them yell and argue, and really stuff that I shouldn't have been listening to when I was a kid, but you could hear it through the whole house. And so that was my experience with money. We lost houses because of money. We had family vehicles taken away because of money. We had to eat unhealthy food because of money. We went without because of money. We went into unhealthy and unsafe situations because of money. No one ever sat down with me and said, Jerry, money is something that is going to be just a tool in your life and in an adult's life. And so when you see negative things happening, it's not money's fault. It just means that the belief system and behavior of the person at the wheel of that vehicle is taking them to that destination. So guys, this is why wealth matters. Now, I want you to picture, let's say you have a little kid, they're a genius, they turn 18, they get an offer from this giant college that you're passionate and excited about, and they say, man, I really want to go, and you've got to say, oh, sorry, we can't cover tuition. We didn't plan for this. We thought you were just going to work at Three Bears. We thought you were just going to work at the department store. We thought you were just going to go on the slope. We thought you would figure something out and cover your own school. Do you really want to be in that position? And don't go back to, well, I never had it. Just because you never had it doesn't mean it was a good idea. Just because it happened in your life does not mean it should continue to happen to your family and to your kids. So if you have kids, here's what I want you guys to start doing. A, I want you to make money an open conversation. Okay, talk about where it comes from, what it's for, what you should do with it, what you shouldn't do with it, what you do to earn it, what you do with it once you do earn it. None of this should be secret. When it's secret, that's when it becomes a mess. Okay, the only reason that you would keep money a secret from your family and kids is because you're doing stuff with it that you know you shouldn't be doing. You feel like there's things you should hide. Secondly, I want you to show them role models. So firstly, you need to be a role model. You need to do the very best you can with what you have, and you need to always be creating more. And if you're doing that, in addition to that, I want you to identify somebody that they can see in real life and say, that's who we're modeling after. This person wins with money. They do it the way that we want to do it. Our family respects them, and so I want you to look up to this individual. Because that never happened. For me, that never happened. I never had somebody that was winning with money that my family identified and said, this is how you should try and model yourself. All right? Next thing I want you to do, I want you to look for ways to help your family create more income. If you have kids, first of all, don't put them on allowance. Treat your kids like adults. They're mini humans. They're not going to be babies forever. So they have self-determinism. They have ideas. They have ambitions. They have rebellions. So like, for example, do not pay your kid to make their bed. That's cause and effect. If your kid does not make his bed, he's got to deal with smelling like crap for the next 2 weeks until he finally realizes, oh, I need to make my bed. Okay, don't pay him when he does that. That's just something he should do. But what you should do is look around your household and say, what things do I spend time and energy on that probably aren't efficient and effective for me to be doing? And if I taught my kid to do it, I would pay him a commission. And make it optional. If they want money, the answer is always, no, I won't give it to you, but you can go work for it. Here's a job. This is the commission. I'm ready to pay you when you can prove to me it's done. And what you do there is you give them control over increasing their income. If they want to buy something, great. They need to add value. They need to contribute. See, I got allowance, and what I would do with my allowance is I would blow it because it didn't feel like I earned it. It was just like, oh, I pee in the toilet. I'm going to clean the toilet. I'm going to get $5. I'm going to spend it on basketball cards. And next week it'll happen all over again. There was no sentimental value. I didn't put effort into it. I didn't go above and beyond, and so there was no real attachment to the money I had earned. Now, that should be a conversation is, we live on an economic planet. You have to have money. If you want to do anything, it's not an option. You have to have money. You should have money. And this is how it's earned. You go above and beyond. You over-deliver for people. So make that a family conversation. Next thing I want you to do, when money is earned, first you teach savings has to happen. Okay? Again, 2 huge mistakes I see families make when their kids earn money. A, they throw it into a college account, which is like sticking it into a 401k. You're not going to see it or use it for 20 years. It does not benefit your kid growing up. So you can have a child go through 20 years of bad habits, and all of a sudden they've got $20,000 they have access to go practice all their bad habits on. You should be helping your kids reinvest in themselves. Okay, and that takes savings. So if you're paying an allowance, or you're paying a commission, or you're paying whatever, you could even have your kid go work for the mentor. Like if you have an adult in your life that you're like, man, I want my kids to spend time with this family or these people, find out. You guys maybe own a business. Can you have my child come work for you? Pay him $2 an hour and he'll help you do stuff around the office. I just want him in the environment. But when the child earns the money, let them only have 35% of it. So take 65% off the top of it. 25% for taxes, they need to practice getting stolen from, and 40% for savings. And so what happens is they start stacking this 40% up. Set up a target. Set up a target that they can latch onto, that's motivating. It's something that they'll purchase. It'll be good for them. And it's something that's going to excite them. And they're going to save, save, save. And when they hit that target, all of the taxes you've been holding aside, I want you to give it back to them. And say, this is a reward for saving up and hitting the target. Okay? This enforces the behavior of saving, but it also allows them to start seeing what they can accomplish. They'll start going for bigger and bigger targets. Okay? Now, the last thing I want you to do, dream. If you have a family and you have kids and you have a wife, you have a husband, whatever you have, dream. I remember sitting at the dinner table when I was a kid. I hated dinner, and even ask my wife, Lexi, even now I don't like sitting at the dinner table. And the reason why is this. We would sit at the dinner table, we would talk about work, we would talk about news, we would talk about homework, we would talk about school, we would talk about chores, we would talk about all of these things that I hated. They were very small-minded conversations. Either that or we were just silent and everyone would sit there in silence and eat. I hated dinner time. Dinner time should be dream time. Talk about where you guys want to go, where you want to live, what kind of house you want to be in, what kind of cars you want to drive. All the things that get your family excited, those should be dinner time conversations. And there's food. Like, associate the positives. Don't have like really good food and then sucky conversation. Okay? You spend too much time talking about what did you learn at school today. Your kid doesn't like that. He's locked up there for 8 hours a day. He doesn't like going to school. The teachers don't generally know what they're talking about. Okay? He's forced to be there. He doesn't understand it. So don't talk to them about school. Talk about what do you want to do? What are your dreams? What are you excited about? Okay? Have that conversation with your spouse too. In fact, I would do that every night, and then I would also do a weekly money meeting with your family where you talk about, this is where we earned our income this week, this is how much came in, this is what we're doing with it, this is how we're building wealth. Because the bottom line on this, guys, and I want to wrap up here, the bottom line on this is you are building a legacy whether you know it or not. Okay? Literally, if you look up the etymology of legacy, I looked at this last week, a legacy is when you have an army carrying on your mission after you die. So if you're dead, and if you could fly above and see your kids and your grandkids, if they're poverty-minded, if they're in debt, if they're struggling, if they're barely making it, you created that. That is your army, and they're simply just carrying on your mission after you were dead. You're responsible for that. And the way you change that is now. Create a different vision and create a different mission. Think differently, act differently, feel differently, do differently, create different results, different conversations. So I wanted to share that because I have a lot of actually young people, like kids, teenagers, 15, 16, 17 years old, messaging me and saying, hey, my family's not there, but I understand wealth is important and I want to know how to do it. And the bottom line is, parents, if your kids are coming and asking that, that's an epic fail. I mean, if they're having to go outside of the household to find out, how do I accomplish my dreams? Like, you guys need to be providing that environment. And so I want to share this for the kids that are in that position. Watch the video and talk about this with your family. If you're a parent, please watch this and implement it. Figure out, how can I start making this real? Because the conversations you have now aren't doing it. The things you're doing, yes, they're fun, but when your child turns 18 and they get into the world and they don't understand what an economy is and how to participate in it, it doesn't matter how many pillow fights you had. Okay, have these conversations. Make them fun. They don't need to suck. They don't need to be serious. They don't need to be bogged down. Just make sure that this is a focus and a priority. Okay, now I want to segue really quick. Speaking of education, right now I have a scholarship giveaway program. We have literally one ticket left for the 10X GrowthCon, and it's going to this scholarship program. So I'm giving away a $2,000 scholarship this week for Wealth Dynamics University to one person. One person, okay? So I want somebody to win this week. We're announcing the winner Thursday. And what this includes, we're going to give you a scholarship to Wealth Dynamics University that's going to be putting together a financial plan, setting goals, having coaching and accountability, doing daily education on Cardone University, getting involved with a mastermind community of like-minded people, and then going with that group down to Las Vegas in February for the 10X GrowthCon. This will change your life, guys. And so one person is going to win a $2,000 scholarship. I'm going to post in the comments really quick an article, and inside of this article are the instructions to apply for that scholarship. Okay? Last week we gave away $1,300 scholarship to somebody on this program that really needed it, and man, they're just killing it. Like the amount of progress they're making in like the first 2 weeks is insane. So guys, go ahead and apply. If you're interested, I want to talk to you. I want to help you come down to Vegas with us. Thank you for watching. Please share this. I appreciate it. Have a fantastic Monday. I will talk to you later.